Of the essay?
Yeah.
Tell me when.
It's recorded.
Okay, good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Russian Revolution.
I'm good at it.
We generally went over this in class. I know we went over step 1, step 2, and step 3 in all of your classes. And then I was supposed to grade step 4 and step 5. With the exception of 7th period, you all got your papers back. So, you should be able to study. Love you. You'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the Russian Revolution. I'm going to go over step 4 and step 5 because you should know about steps 1, 2, and 3. Everybody got it? Good? If you don't have steps 1, 2, and 3, get that information from your classmates. If you email me tonight after 8, I may have it for you and I can send it to you. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, step 4 in our video, you saw the animals working together. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the New Economic Plan, or the NEP. Anyone want to tell me about the NEP? Who came up with it? Who does? Oh my God. This is Lenin's idea. Now, it was a small version of capitalism. It's not real capitalism because that's what the people were fully against. It's like small businesses. Basically, he turned over the factories, and the workers would have ownership of the factories. Kind of like Southwest Airlines, right? Southwest Airlines, the employees own part of the company. And so therefore they are encouraged to make the company work because they make more money the more money the company makes. You guys get it? Okay? So factories owned by the workers. And then you also have the farms are redistributed.
Wait, was it still 4 collective farms?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, these are redistributed and the peasants get to own it. And they get to keep their produce. Now they have to sell some of it to the government, but whatever is extra they get to keep and sell themselves. That's why it's small version capitalism. Do you guys get it? Okay. Now, that's the NEP. What's the result of the NEP? In the movie, what did we see? Sign. They compared Manor Farm to Animal Farm.
Oh, they produce more.
Yes, there is more production as a result of this. All of this, more production. So, the new economic plan seems to be working. Make sense? Fantastic, marvelous, grand, great, super. Because this seems to be working, what do we have? We have a group of Bolsheviks who say, we need to spread this information out there. We need to get other countries of the world, other capitalist nations like the United States, like Great Britain, to become communist states because they're going to get more production and it's going to be better for their workers, it's going to be better for their peasants if they do it our way. Does that make sense? But not everybody agrees with spreading the word. Who is the original #1 person who wants to spread the word? Trotsky wants to spread the word. Okay, he wants to spread the word. Trotsky wants to spread the word. Who is like, hey, we got to take care of ourselves, make sure we got this under control before we start spreading the word.
Stalin?
Stalin is saying, no, we need to get the Soviet Union under control. He meant we need to get the Soviet Union under his control. You guys get it? Okay. And so that's basically the end of step 4. You needed to talk to me about NEP, New Economic Policy. You need to talk specifically about the factories and the farms. And then you had to tell me what was the result of that. And that was more production. And that would have gotten you the points for this assignment. You guys got it? Okay. Now, what else happened? Now we move on to step 5. Now, since economy is going better, what is the next thing that we want to do? What did Stalin want? He wanted to get everything under control. So what does he do first? He indoctrinates his people. Education, right? He's trying to educate everybody. Well, Trotsky also wants to educate everybody. He wants to spread the word. So he agrees with Stalin. Yes, we should indoctrinate the people of the Soviet Union, the Soviets, into our way of thinking. And so there's indoctrination. NEP, Indoctrination. Now, indoctrination is basically the systematic education of the people to the ideals of the government. Now, it sounds fine. In the United States, does the government teach you? I am employed by the government. Technically, the government teaches you. However, when I teach you the ideals of the United States, what are some of the ideals of the United States? What are the things that your grandparents or your parents came over here for?
Freedom.
Freedom. So I'm supposed to teach you about your freedoms and what rights you have. One of the first things we learned was about the natural rights and Bill of Rights. Does that make sense? Those are the ideals of our government. Just so happens the ideals of our government is that you should know everything and make a choice for yourself. In the Soviet Union, that is not the case. In the Soviet Union, you were going to learn what the Bolsheviks wanted you to learn. In fact, they changed their name. They're no longer the Bolsheviks. Now they are the Communists. Very good. So they changed their name to the Communists, and they wanted you to understand communism. They're going to teach you the right way of going about business. They're going to teach you the values of following your government and who you should obey. Does that make sense? Sounds fine until you realize that they're making it so that you can only do one thing. You guys get it? Okay. But indoctrination generally, you're being indoctrinated here as well. You're being indoctrinated into the United States way of thinking. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, your responsibility to vote, your responsibility to go to jury duty, your responsibility to pay your taxes. All of those are your responsibilities. I'm supposed to teach you that. I believe in those things. That's the same thing that Stalin was teaching the Soviets, but he was teaching them communism. You guys got it? Okay. The next thing, what happened next? What else was going on? What was Stalin also doing? Training the secret police. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? And what was their job? What were they doing in the video? Okay, so wait. Before they attack people, how did they know who to attack? What was Napoleon doing? Before that? Spying. So first they spy. And then attack. Enemies of who? Well, not Napoleon. Who does Napoleon represent in the movie? Stalin. Very good. Or when he dies, who would it be against? The Communist Party. Very good. So the whole job of the secret police, spy and attack enemies of Stalin, or when Stalin finally dies way, way later, any enemies of the Communist Party. Does that make sense? Fantastic.
Wait, so like the point was to what do you say? Share their communist ideas.
Indoctrination is sharing the communist ideas. The secret police are supposed to spy on anybody who is questioning those communist ideas, or who is, I'm going to put that in quotation marks, the enemies of Stalin. That's basically anybody who goes against communism. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody clear? Now, who is one example of this happening? What was one example? Who did we see in the movie get run off Animal Farm?
Trotsky.
Snowball.
Trotsky.
By the dogs run him off.
Trotsky.
Wait, hold on, let me finish this point. Okay, so the dogs run Snowball off of Animal Farm. Who does Snowball represent? Trotsky. So the one victim was Leon Trotsky. And that's also what I was looking for in your homework. You had to tell me what happened to Trotsky. He was exiled in 1929. He died in obscurity. But after he had a Never mind. Not gonna be on the test. Make sense? Good? Fantastic, Marvin's going great. And then, now, what did Stalin do? What would, in the video, Napoleon takes what?
Blueprints.
Yeah, the windmill plans. What do the windmill plans represent?
5 years.
No. Industrialization. What was Stalin's plan for industrialization? Five-year plans. And that's the Soviet Union plan for industrialization. And that's where we left off. This is all that's going to be on, well, including all the stuff from step 1, 2, and 3. So stuff I went over in class, as well as this, will be on your test Tuesday and Wednesday. You also have to do your essay, so please make sure you get your